What's up and welcome back to Cleats to Whistle Podcast. I am Brad Valdez.
I'm Kevin Watson.
I'm to go to Aldridge.
And man, we have a guest picker today. Yeah. Our guy, the OC of Cleats to Whistle Podcast, CJ Ewing.
Thank you for having me.
Make sure you step up to the microphone.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Sound like Luther now.
You got that bass in his voice.
So listen, this is the call to action. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're almost at our 500 subscriber. We're at 480s, fellas. We're at 480. We're climbing. Hey, brick by.
2 people asked me how to subscribe today.
Really?
Yeah.
Brick by brick, baby. Let's go, man. I'm excited. So make sure you hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Man,
is that good, or is there 480 idiots out there?
Yeah, you might be right, man.
Whatever, subscribe. I don't care.
Yes. But yeah, man. Hey, shout out to CJ, man. It's very exciting to have you here. But we got to thank our official sponsor of the podcast, and that is Summit Sunglasses. SummitSunglasses.com. Use our code CLEATS15 for 15% off your order today.
Yes, help these guys out. They're a Louisville-based company, just like we are, just growing together, hoping we can make something special. Help these guys out. If you help us, you'll help them too. So, got some good things going on.
Yes, sir. And this is also a big shout out to CJ as well, man. He linked us up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The Summit Sunglasses guys, those are 2 really close friends of mine. Getting that business started. I'm actually rocking my pair right now. Y'all see how that works. Really good brand, really good quality. I will say, like, it's not my most favorite sunglasses I've ever owned, but it's my most comfortable. To me, it's the most fun pair of sunglasses I've owned. I think they give off the right look for me specifically. They got all kinds of styles on there. And they're working hard at it. I got mine. I ordered mine. I think I got them like 3 days later. So right now you can get on there. I think everything's only $20.
I think the most expensive pair on there is $25. I mean,
Yeah,
it was great prices.
Yeah, and they're great quality too, man.
We did a quality control test here. I dropped mine and stepped on them the first 5 seconds after I got them. So
Yeah, quality.
Good stuff, man. Okay, but hey, we're going to get into the podcast, man, but we're going to start with the ATTA BOY segment. And this is where we just show some love, man, and to a player, coach, or a program. So do you want to start this off?
We need to talk about this. So we may have the same ATTA BOY.
Okay,
I forgot to ask you today. My ATTA BOY is actually for the Dawes Dragons. I mean, we went out there. We were kind of like, man, I hope this is a good game. We didn't know much about J-Town. And it ended up being one of the best games we've seen all year.
Yeah.
Most exciting. I mean, we were all over each other when that strip touchdown. We were like, I just put my arm on him like this and didn't say a word the whole time. I was like, what the hell just happened? So my attaboy is for Dawes and that whole team, especially this dude for pulling off 2 halfback passes. 2.
There you go, man.
They worked.
One
thing to throw it. It's another thing when it works.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Hey, what's your attaboy?
My attaboy, I'm going to give it to Barron from Bullet East. He set the program record for most career sacks right now with 19. Yeah, you set a career record? It's got to get an attaboy to me.
It's got to get an attaboy. So shout out. Yeah, that's a really good attaboy. Yeah. I just seen that too, like yesterday.
Well, they were checking the numbers to make sure.
That's what it was.
It took them a little while to get it.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna shout out. My attaboy is going to be CJ Ewing. Yeah, man. And you know what I mean? And it's not because, we had a really great talk in Thornton's the other day, and it's kind of crazy is because you're the type of dude that oozes like the confidence of an assistant coach. You do the dirty work. You know what I mean? You're that guy. And there's not a lot of guys out there that are going to be loyal and really understand like your situation. I mean, we talked about it. You can touch on it if you want, but I just think you're a stand-up dude. I just love it that you love these kids, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm a football guy through and through, and I'm just trying to seize every opportunity to grow.
Yeah, and talk about that a little bit because we had that really good conversation because I was like, hey, what's going on? You're not the OC. You took a step back. But you're still in it, though. You still have the fire, and you're a guy that Mandeville can lean on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think part of having that opportunity is because mine and his relationship is so great, and he's kind of given me the opportunity to grow in a different way that I don't have experience in yet, and that's really going up top and looking at the game from a wider view. I don't have to put together the game plan and stuff like I did last year, which I did, and I did a pretty good job at it. I think he and I both admitted that I did a good job, but there's room to grow for sure. And somebody like him with 20 years of coaching experience in high school, honestly, I'm blessed to get that opportunity to take a step back, see how he's handling things. And it's different because up until him and last year, all my experience was through Billy Martin. And shout out to Billy Martin, really great coach, and I learned a lot from him. But there's different ways to do things. It's not nobody does things the exact same way, So getting that opportunity to sit back, watch Paul do his thing, and you see the effectiveness. I mean, really, it's like we're a two-headed monster on this OC thing for DOS right now, and it's plain and simple and really effective for me to go up there and get to oversee it, and I get to tell him what I like. He's telling me what he's like, and this is a co-OC thing, and I think we're both enjoying the way it's working right now. I'm definitely, like I said, seizing every opportunity to grow, and I can see myself learning more and more each week under him.
There you go. Dakota, do you have any questions for him?
I was going to say, so I didn't realize until he came in that, we have a little bit of a shared history and everything. So I was kind of curious, how did you get your first start into coaching and everything? Because everyone's got a unique path to it. So I was just kind of curious how you made your little jump to coaching.
Absolutely. I kind of got lucky, really. I sat down 2 times after I've graduated high school, that is. Sat down 2 times with Billy Martin, went and got lunch with him, talked about wanting to get into coaching, how he recommended I do so. I did a little bit of YMCA stuff for like some camp coaches. And then, a couple of years later, he landed the job at Moore, called me up and was like, hey, do you want to come take a crack at the high school thing? And I went over there, started as an O-line coach, got the JV head coach job. And, I mean, I've just been – I say really blessed, but I've just had the opportunity to grow so much in only 5 short years.
Damn, so yeah, that's us getting to know CJ and our community get to know who you are too, man. Yeah. A young up and coming coach, you're gonna take your lumps, you know what I mean? But you, like you said, you're taking that, what is that, 50,000 miles above or something, you know what I mean? The view above, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you get to see and you're growing, and that's what it is. Coach, you got anything for him?
No, I missed out on another young coach bringing him over with me. I tell you, I missed out on a lot of them. Damn. No, he does a great job, and Paul does a great job. That whole staff does a great job. I mean, they're all, other than Paul, really, they're all young guys they're trying to learn together, and they can stick together. I mean, sky's the limit for that program over there.
Yeah, and shout out Harlow as well. I want to shout my boy Harlow out, man. Phenomenal job in the second half of that game.
Yeah, I mean, wow. I'm still in shock the way that game went. It was crazy.
Okay, so this is it. Yeah. This is the Summit Sunglasses Game of the Week recap. Make sure you use our code Cleats15 for 15% off. And, man, let's get into this breakdown of that Game of the Week. J-Town visiting Doss.
I don't know where to start. I mean, all I can tell you is at halftime, and Brad will tell you, I said all they got to do is flip it. Because Doss could not have played any worse in the second half than they did in the first half. Fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
J-Town really couldn't have done that. They got some breaks. They didn't really play that well. J-Town did. I didn't think so.
Well, opening drive
was
scripted.
Great, but other than that, I mean, Doss literally handed them a couple. So, and I told Brad at halftime, I said, look, all they got to do is flip the script, and they'll win this game. And it was like I had ESP or something because it's exactly what happened. It was crazy. I mean, that strip fumble for a pick or for a touchdown was like, I still don't believe that happened. And then, I mean, they fumbled to kick off. I mean, wow. Yeah. We were like in shock. I mean, we weren't in shock of the outcome because I think we both picked Doss. Right?
Yeah, we both picked them.
But there's just a way they got there. It was like, whoa.
Yeah. So, but that's what I said. It was the tale of two halves.
Yep.
You know what I mean? J-Town really had it. You know, they poured it on them in the first 8-9 minutes, and then after that, I think everything got settled down. What was it? 20 unanswered points by you guys?
26.
26 unanswered.
Yeah.
26 unanswered.
Didn't give up a single point in the second half.
I mean, it literally
flipped. And we just, Coach called it when he's like, oh, they got to have something huge happen. Maybe a turnover, maybe a strip, and then boom, right? the first kickoff of the opening half. That's what happened.
I've said it all along. Defense wins championships, and offense sells the tickets, but you need something big to happen on defense to win the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Dakota, give us your takeaway on that.
I think I texted Kevin right after that game, and I said, I am more impressed with how Doss kept their composure and came back and fought back after that first half. Because to a lot of teams that having a first half like that, that's usually a killer for them, and they don't come back. But I was very proud of Doss and their composure to be like, okay, that's that half. Forget about it. This is a whole new half. Kind of that like 0-0 attitude. And they went out with authority. And first play, you get a fumble like that, and that's all they needed. So I was very impressed and proud with how Doss came out in that second half and established that, no, we're not leaving. We're right here.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. 2 weeks ago, I'm not sure that happens.
You're right.
And I think you'll probably agree. The game 2 weeks ago when you had all those what was that? Wasn't Western? Yeah,
The Atherton.
Atherton, and then Western were probably two of your worst games you played all year. And I'm not so sure that happens 2 weeks ago. I think they've got a little more focused. I think the Atherton loss was great. I think that was a great loss. I think that got them focused. Western, you went over and laid a turd and still won, so that was great. I mean, I'm not so sure early in the year that team wins that game.
Yeah, because there was no mental 15-yarders.
I didn't remember seeing any. There may been one or two, but I don't remember.
But that was my whole thing. The mental part of the game felt like they overcame, no stupid penalties.
Yeah. And I got to deal with Nazir. I'm not going to say it on here, but we made a deal, so we'll see how it works.
Yeah, we'll see. And give us your cliff notes of the game.
Well, I think one thing that's missing there is it's a good job to J-Town too, because you see it often. I mean, every football game, offense is going to make mistakes. One team is going to make mistakes, but a good team actually capitalizes off those, and that's part of why J-Town came out roaring like they did, was because, at Doss we made mistakes, and they were able to pick up the ball. They were able to play hard through that. That got them that 15-point lead. But I will challenge you. I will say 2 weeks ago, I think you still would have seen the same team come out. The reason the flip happened for Doss in the Seneca game, long drive, fumble at the beginning of the fourth quarter. They scoop and score. They go up 14 points there at the end, and we fought back, and we came back and won that game. And the 14-point deficit is something I've noticed in my 5 years of coaching. And at JCPS school, the 14-point deficit is like the dagger. You go down 14 early, or even if you go down 14 late, the other team really feels out of it. But we came back in that game against Seneca. That created the confidence. And even as a coach who's been through 5 years of seeing what a 14-point deficit does, I was sitting up there in the booth. I never thought we were out of that game. We went down 15-0 early, and not a single moment did I think, that's it. We lost this game. And I think the players also shared that energy, and it's because we know we can do it. We did it against Seneca, and they came out, like you said, man, they stuck to their guns. It settled down in the second quarter, like you were saying, Brad, and realistically, the team that was able to run the ball better won the game.
Well, I told him, I said, when it was, 15, what was the score?
15-0.
15-0, I said, this is the worst possible start Doss could have ever had. I mean, everything went wrong, and yet you're only down 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
And I told him, I said, they're going to go for 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points. They're going to win this game. Well, it turned out to be 4 or 5 more, but but it was the worst possible start you could have ever had or wanted in a game. I mean, everything went wrong. And kudos to you guys for keeping your heads number one, because the kids, believe it or not, the kids feed off of you. If y'all would have been going crazy on the sideline, they would have too. Absolutely. So staying calm is big for JCPS kids. If they see you freak out, they're going to freak out.
Yeah. So that was Summit Sunglasses Game of the Week recap, man. So make sure you use our code Cleats15 for 15% off your order today, man. Good stuff, man. So you got to hear a little more about CJ Ewing, our OC of the podcast, man. Man, just exciting to have you here. But we're about to get into these picks sixes. Here we go, baby. And this game, it's a stunner, man. It's Seneca at Moore. I like this game. I love this game.
This is about as evenly matched a game as you could possibly want. I mean, the stats are pretty close. I mean, Seneca's 3-3, Moore's 2-3. Their RPIs are 25 and 33. Last year, Moore won 10-0, which I think Moore was a lot better last year, especially defensively. They're giving up You know, they're giving up 16 this year, but I don't think they gave up 16 points a game last year, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know, and I was looking at the schedules. I think Seneca's got, and that's why their RPI is a little higher. I think they've got the edge on who they've played.
Yep. Yeah, I'd say they do.
Moore's played Shawnee, Frankfort, Wagner, Grayson County. We went down there and thumped them dudes, so I'm glad when they lose. They were all full of themselves last year, and we put them in the hurt locker. So I'm glad every time they lose. I mean, but Seneca's played a pretty decent schedule up to this point, you know, especially if you look at the names and not know what's going on. But, I mean, this is close. This may be the most the evenly matched game we've had.
Now, you say that, but Moore.
Until we get later into
Moore, 2 of their 3 losses by 1 point.
That's right.
So this team could be, you know what I mean, 4-1?
4-1.
Could be.
Yeah, it could be.
But look at Seneca's losses.
Right.
They could be 4-1.
That's true. That's true. I
4-2 for 5-1. I mean,
I like.
Would y'all beat Seneca?
22-21, 22-20.
22-20. So that 2 points. Yeah. So
one thing either way. I mean,
yeah, man. The only question I have is, where's Javis Wallace? You know what I mean? Where's he at? You know what I mean? I don't know if he's playing quarterback. I don't know if he's playing running back. Keon Johnson's taking snaps at quarterback. Dude, you got Javis Wallace is a dude, and I just don't know where he is.
I haven't heard his name much.
Yeah, he has some touchdowns, so I don't know if he's running the ball or what's going on.
Well, he's running the ball, but from the stats that I've got right now, Maddox Knuckles leads the team in rushes. He's got 66 for 461 yards and 5 touchdowns. Wallace only has 27 carries for 155 yards and 4 touchdowns. So it seems like the rushing attack has shifted from Wallace to Maddox.
Yeah, and the passing.
And that's good, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a workhorse by any means. Wallace is not.
No, he's not, but he's actually.
But he's that dude. He's the spectacular play guy. He's not the workhorse kind of guy.
That's true. But my question is, where's he at? And that's where my pick was struggled with. But with that being said, I'm going Moore because it's at home.
Okay, I like it. Go ahead there, Chopper.
Oh, Lordy. Well, it's like you said, this is a hard one because I tried to go off of the Seneca North Bullitt game because North Bullitt tends to be a little bit more of a run-heavy team, and I think that's how Moore's going to attack this. I mean, Moore runs the ball 62% of the time. But the thing that really helped Moore against North Bullitt against Seneca was they were running just a little seam route. Just the tight end would go right down the middle. Nobody was picking them up, and they were able to throw a dot, and I think that helped them then get Ern Spiker going and kind of build up the run game and everything. So my question is, can Moore do that? I'm not 100% sold right now. I definitely think they can do it and will get some big plays through the passing and on the rushing. This one's been hard because I try to rely on y'all to help me a little bit more with the JCPS schools because that's not my forte. I'm more of a county school guy.
I got one thing, dude.
Oh.
This Reggie Palmer Jr., this dude is averaging like 14 tackles a game. He's all over the place on defense.
Yes, he is.
So
Seneca's defense is no slaps by any means.
And no, they're not.
No, because Eric Gilbreth has 58 tackles right now on the season.
Yes.
So he is all over the place right now.
So,
you go first, and then I'll make my judge because I'm very close to y'all.
Oh, here, I'll go ahead.
He knows both these teams
here we
well.
go. Here we go.
I got these teams down pretty well. I spent, a few years there more, so I know a lot about the seniors coming up. And I hear you wondering, where Wallace is, but I'm going to focus more on what Keon Johnson has done. Okay, and there's over 50% completion percentage, which I know they don't throw a whole lot, but when you're going to complete more than you're not, there's a sense of comfortability there. And then also like what he's doing on defense. And I've met this kid. I've worked with this kid. I know what he's capable of doing. He very much is a dude as well. He's a football dude, too. He's not a flashy guy. He's a football dude.
That's true.
He's gotten, 54 total tackles on the year for Keon Johnson.
Yep.
You're looking at Tristan Jackson, 5 touchdowns, multiple tackles for a loss. To me, this one comes down to defense, as y'all were mentioning. And I'm not saying Seneca's defense is a slack, but Seneca's defense has 8 tackles for a loss on the year. Moore's defense, 35 tackles for a loss. I'm going to go with the better defense. I'm taking Moore in this one at home, and I think I'm going to publicly say I'm taking them comfortably too.
Oh, shoot. And if you haven't seen Keon Johnson's episode, he was on with Javis Wallace. So I will tag that episode in here. So make sure you go and watch that episode too. Really good stuff.
You hit on it. Moore's got some very close losses, and I'm going to make this short. I think they have one more close loss. I'm taking Seneca.
Oh, he put his nuts on the table. Let's go, baby.
Well, you know what? That makes me feel a little bit better because that's who I was picking too. I was going to go Seneca, but I wanted your all's a little bit of advice. So looks like me and Kevin on this one.
Oh, here we go. 50-50 game right here.
I think it's a one-score game.
Yeah,
either way.
I do.
I think this is
CJ could be right. If Moore's defense gets hot and gets rolling and starts really applying pressure, but what they really haven't yet, this could be the game. But I think it's a one-score game either way.
Yep.
Good stuff, fellas. Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, the next game, Ryle at St. X.
Wow.
Now this game is going to be crazy.
We keep saying that it doesn't get any better. This is another one. They're 4-1 Ryle, number 1 in the RPI. 3-2 St. X, number 7 in the RPI. Last year, St. X beat them 56-35.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot.
Now, I will tell you, their stats are freakishly similar.
Yes, they are.
I mean, give or take here and there, but I think St. X has got the tougher schedule so far. I mean, Cal's probably the best team Ryle played. They beat them.
Yeah.
I think St. X has a couple better losses.
I think so too.
Than Ryle does. I mean, no offense to Cooper. Cooper's probably one of the better teams in 5A.
5A.
So,
yeah.
But Mayo, and they should have beat Mayo, from what I hear. It was overtime. Elder, I mean, you know who they are.
Field goal and everything.
Last second field goal. They could be 6-0 right now.
Yeah.
5-0.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead. I'll come back to it.
Okay, I just got one name, and that's Marlon Harbin the third.
Yeah.
The kid is a stud. He took the opening play, 68 yards or something against Trinity, and we're bullish on that Trinity front seven.
Mm-hmm. They changed my mind.
and they were dudes that whole time. Anthony Barber is just a dude too as well on the outside. So and then Mason Trimble, the quarterback, he's just doing what he does. Man, I don't know. I don't know much about Ryle, but I know I won't take a school outside of Jefferson County
against the Catholic schools.
Again. So I'm going St. X.
Well, I'll be right there in that boat with you. I'm going St. X as well on this one. I think a big point of this one for contention is the quarterback for Ryle. Because Ryle, they're a good pass and run team. They pass the ball 46% of the time, run it about 54%. If they're going to try to stay in it, I think they need to run the ball a little bit more, but that's very hard against this St. X team that has Kirsten Bush and Erica Eakins on the front line for them and everything. But if they have to get into a passing battle, I am a little bit worried for them because Nathan Verax, the quarterback for Ryle, he's thrown 9 touchdowns, but he's also thrown 7 interceptions. You can't throw that many picks against a St. X team because they will make you punish. I don't think he'll throw a pick. He might throw 1 in this game, but I just think St. X got the dogs. You going 2?
Well, and it's crazy because, I had that stat, the defensive stat. You know what I mean? They're both, 9 and 10.
It's a coin flip.
Yeah.
Defensively,
yes.
Defensively, I'll say Ryle has 3 defensive touchdowns. St. X doesn't have any yet this year. Of course, defensive touchdowns don't just fall into your lap. Occasionally, I guess. But St. X has played much more fierce opponents, I think. But Ryle's also got some experience there. I did like you pointing out Marlon Marbin. He's really good. You get him some open space, he can score. One thing that stood out to me was the evenly dispersed tackles on Ryle's defense. And what I like about that is everybody's eating. And they're all, I think that's getting 11 to the ball.
Yeah.
So I think Ryle actually does a good job of containing this St. X offense. I think this game's going to be a lot closer than last year's, which wasn't that crazy difference. But I think this one might be like a 2 touchdown, maybe 1 touchdown game. And I I told myself on the way here I would take Ryle. But I think,
Pull the trigger.
yeah, I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna go Ryle.
Ooh.
Ryle County. Ryle
Hey, he
County's gonna come
said
down
he
to
said
6.
big nuts.
Yeah, throwing them down, man.
Hey, work for you when I did.
I love it. I agree with CJ. I agree with both of you. I mean, great. And my note says, can Ryle slay the dragon, which is the JCPS, not JCPS, but Louisville, the dragon. You know, everybody, the big bad Louisville team, and get the monkey off their back because they've never really done well against Louisville teams. It's weird because that's a great program. I think, I agree with CJ. It's not going to be as bad as it was last year, but I think St. X is still going to win by 2 or 3 touchdowns. I'm going St. X.
Oh, really? So what are you hanging your hat on for that pick?
I think St. X's DBs are very athletic. They haven't had any touchdowns yet, but they've been. I talked to a guy, a little inside information. They've had several, like maybe 10, that they could have picked off and didn't, like knocked them down, like dropped them, they hit them in the head. I mean, weird stuff like that. I picked St. I'll be honest, I picked St. X to win the whole thing this year in 6A. So before the season started, so I'm sticking with it. Coach Wallace this time of year is when he turns them up. This is a big game, RPI wise, playoff implications. It's a big game. It's at St. X. I mean, I think you're going to see St. X take that extra step, and I think they're going to put a hurting on them.
Your last take on this game?
I said all I think to say. I think the St. X defense really is going to make the big statement today. I think they'll give up some points, but I think the defense for St. X is going to prevail in this one for them.
Agree. I think the defense, they're going to hang it on them. But, okay.
I like CJ taking Ryle. I almost took Ryle just to be different and think, you never know. It might be their time, but I just can't.
I just can't do it, man.
Yeah.
Heartbreaker for me, Eric Ekins, man, for St. X. Like, number 99, I think he's got 5 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, but he's 3rd in solo tackles. They got a monster over there, and he's impacting the ball everywhere. So it'll be interesting to see if Ryle can avoid that monstrosity in the middle of the field. But, that to me, I think defensively, I think Ryle's going to surprise you, and I think they're going to hold St. X. I'll put the magic number like 22 to 25 points. I'll take the under of 25.5 for St. X.
Whoa.
Let me see what I wrote down for the score.
Hey, Coach, we were texting last night because I'm not going to say scores.
36-18 was my score.
Oh, okay. Mark it right there. We move on to I think game 3. Okay. And this one is a monster game. And this is Mayo at Frederick Douglass.
4-1 Mayo at 3-2 Douglass. RPI Douglass is actually 3. Mayo's 9. Last year, Frederick Douglass won 21-20 at Mayo.
In the playoffs, too.
In the playoffs. At their schedules, if you look at their schedules, I think they're very similar. I think Frederick's got the edge. That's why they're number 3 RPI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Corbin, good night.
Ooh.
What a juggernaut they are. Lost to Trinity, lost to Manual. I think they're both top 5 RPI teams. So beat Bowling Green, who's a perennial powerhouse in 5A. Mayo beat Butler, beat Ballard so far, but then they beat St. X, lost to Trinity, then beat PRP.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, I put FD O line. That's my key.
Yeah.
That's the key to this whole game for me. Man, I just don't know. I just don't know about them because we seen them live and it was
something
weird.
Was off.
Yeah,
that game.
it was weird. They did have a guy out. You know what I mean? But still, that's Frederick Douglass.
And they're at home this week.
Yeah, and
big difference.
Yeah, and they're at the farm.
That's right.
Man, I just don't know. I think this is going to be a ground and pound game. Mm-hmm. I don't think Antonio Harris. Then you got our boy Chase Burton.
Yep.
Yeah, number 1 in the whole state right now in rushing, right?
Who's that, Mayo?
Yeah.
He's
Chase
up
Burton?
He's up there. They're
averaging 223 yards a game as a team.
And only allowing 56. I think Burton's up there, but I think there's a running back for John Harden right now. He's been tearing it up
I think
right now.
he touches it literally every time.
Yeah, so I think that's the reason he's not number 1 right now.
Okay. And they're also working in Jordan Williams at quarterback. So they're trying to – I don't know if is he a junior or what is he? Do you guys know?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if they're
think
trying to
he's a
work him in
senior.
for next year or what, you know what I mean? Or just trying to give a different look and get
I'm
Antonio
sure
Harris.
they're trying to save him for the long haul.
Right. So that's my question. Is that Frederick Douglass O-line going to be prepared for Spike? Spike's playing defense.
Yeah.
And he's chasing down some dudes too.
He's going to be going up against some dudes this week.
I don't think it matters. I think Mayo goes over there and runs him over. I think they beat him by 10 points. Ooh. Yep. So I'm going Mayo.
The nuts are on the table.
Throw 'em on the table.
Nuts are on the table.
Didn't even pass or nothing. Just said, hell with it. I'm going for it. Hey.
Yep.
Ooh, a theme for this episode, clearly.
I will be getting a text from McPeak on that one, I'm sure.
Well, no, so, like, you know, we joked about the Spencer County game against Western Hills. The game will be over in 17 minutes. This one might be just the same because both teams love to run the ball. I mean, Frederick Douglass runs the ball 65% of the time. Mayo does it 72% of the time. Right now, you've got Frederick Douglass averaging 200 yards a game. Mayo's averaging 223 rushing. Both teams love to rush. It's no surprise. Mayo right now is only allowing 56.
33 on the other side.
I was just getting ready to say, Frederick Douglass, 33, and against Trinity, they were able to hold them to less than 100 yards rushing.
And
really,
really, Manuel didn't really rush. The kid had some rushes, but it wasn't, like, overwhelming.
No.
It was at times, but that was probably the worst game they played all year.
Yeah.
And I'm looking right specifically at that game for that defense. If they can't stop him, they're not going to stop Harris or Burton.
Here's a question I did want to pose to you all, because this is the one thing I've been hung up on. What do you all think about bye weeks? Because Frederick Douglass is coming off a bye week, so they've got 2 weeks to prepare for Mail. Mail, meanwhile, is coming on a very short week. You played Sunday, and now you got to play Friday against Frederick Douglass.
Okay, so what do we say about Mail coming off the bye week to have 2 weeks to get ready for who was it?
For
St. X?
Trinity.
Trinity?
Yeah.
They lost. We said the mad scientist has got 2 weeks. I think it depends. I think if you got a lot of injuries, I think it really helps. I think if you're really hot and really rolling, I think sometimes it's bad. I don't know that Mayo was really rolling coming into this, so
That's the question for me, though, too.
They had offensive lineman break his leg against PRP.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know. I talked to Big Isaac about that a little, and he said, you know, they'll be fine. They'll plug and play. They'll be fine. But it can weigh on you now.
Yeah.
That dude probably
Mentally.
hasn't been playing with these guys
Mentally,
together.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know what you're thinking.
What is it then?
You're going with Mayo because you're a JCPS guy.
No.
You're going with St. X?
St. X.
I mean,
I already did with St. X.
Frederick?
Yes, I'm going Frederick Douglass on this one. It's going to be a tight one. I think the big thing that helped me make this pick is they've got this attitude and beating Corbin, who's so good. And what wasn't? They hadn't lost a game in the regular season since
1990. 9/11/1990.
Like,
and they beat them.
Yeah, and that was revenge for last year too.
They didn't just beat them; they beat them pretty good.
Yeah, 35-14. I mean, you were dominating in that game.
So, are you thinking Corbin's better than Mayo? I don't think so.
I wouldn't say Corbin's better than Mayo.
I don't think
no.
so.
That was my key. That was the key to me. I didn't say it, but yeah, Corbin is not better than Mayo.
No, they're not.
I agree.
But I think coming off that short of a week too is going to hurt Mayo. I just, you know, usually
that was a
most people-
shortened game. It was a blowout. It was 42-7 at halftime.
Yeah.
So they got some young guys in late.
I still feel comfortable right now with Frederick Douglass. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Mayo wants some revenge.
I'm not trying to
on
talk
this
you
one.
out of it. I'm just.
Sounded like it was. No,
Yeah. Go ahead, CJ. What you think, babe? What you think, baby?
So what we got? A Frederick Douglass
I didn't
pick
say
here.
whoa.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't want to pass the pressure there. All right. I think where you're coming from, Dakota, I hear you on the short week versus the long week. I just think sometimes, man, when you got that long week, you kind of tell yourself, like, I'm okay with only doing this today because we got 2 weeks. You know, and for a long time, you're like, well, we got 2 weeks. Well, we still got some time to prepare for this game. As to where in Mail's situation, you come off that game on Sunday, it's like, hey, it's go time. Everything's fresh. Everything's new. It could be information overall, but I'm going to take Mail. I didn't actually write down any notes here. I'm taking Mail on this one. I think they're going to walk down there. I'm with Brad on this one. I'll lay them on the table. I think they're going to walk down there and play hard-nosed football, and I'm going to take Mail in the long run.
I like it. I called this the look in the mirror game because they're very similar, their styles. Two great coaches. Chris Wolf and Nathan McPeak are probably two of the best coaches in the state, if you want to really be honest about it. I talked about playoff implications earlier. This could be a later rematch. I mean, let's be honest. These are two top 5 teams. They could match up again. And my one key is, can Mail run against Frederick's D? Everybody's talking about how good Mail's rush offense is. Can they run against Frederick's big guys up front? I think they can. Will they? To be determined. CJ said I was picking Frederick Douglass. He's right. I'm picking Frederick Douglass. I think it's another 1-point game. I really do. I think this is a classic matchup every year. These two teams are like 1A and 1B. I got to go with my guy Nathan, though. I do. I got to go with Frederick Douglass. I just think this game means more because they're 3-2. If they go 3-3, we talked about, can they go 500 this year and Nathan still be okay with it and still make a run? I think they can, but I think they win. I put 28-27.
Do you think
it's going to be close?
Do you think it's a punt fest like Trinity?
That wouldn't surprise me, actually.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if neither team punted at all and went for it and got aggressive. And
ooh, that's a good take right there, too.
Yeah. This is a big game for both these programs.
Yeah.
Mayo can't afford to lose this game, but I don't think Frederick Douglass can either. Mayo losing to Trinity was huge.
Yes.
In the overall picture.
Yes, it was.
So now you lose to Trinity, so now you come back and you beat Frederick Douglass. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. You're back to where you were. You lose to Frederick Douglass on top of Trinity, you drop a little bit in the RPI, you drop a little bit in the standings, and the hierarchy of the way things are. I think this is a huge game.
Yeah, dog eat dog in that 6A.
I think this is a dog eat, and DAWG, dog eat dog. Two dogs. Yeah,
that's it. Dog eat dog, baby. Okay, so that was phenomenal. That's good stuff. Another split too, Coach.
Oh, 2-2.
Let's go, baby. Okay, hey, this one we going across the bridge to Indiana, and this is kind of crazy because we really don't know. All of us really don't know a lot about these two teams, but Jeff is front of the podcast. Coach Washington, those dudes over there, Trey Martin. Who do I got? I got them listening. Trey Martin, Luke Church, Cam Holloway, the big man, Chase Johnson.
I was devastated. I didn't go to this player profiles on this one.
Yeah.
They got some dudes. They're 4-2, and New Albany's 3-3. 6A, New Albany's 5A. I looked at, and I'm going to go on record saying IHSAA, do a better job with your stats and follow Kentucky's lead in that case and do better stats because trying to get ready for this game. And my one note is I don't know anything about the IHSAA because I couldn't find hardly anything. Now, if it's out there and I'm wrong, please tell me.
Yeah. Put that in the notes or hit us up on Twitter, too.
Let me know because the only thing I saw were like Sagarin ratings, and they had Jeff at 154 and New Albany at 217. So that's you're telling me that Jeff's the 154th best team in the state of Indiana. The Indiana's freaking loaded because I've seen Jeff.
Yeah.
And New Albany's the 200. How many teams they got?
That's a good question. That's why I wanted to look, and I couldn't find anything. Yeah. So that's why,
I'm going to go ahead and make my pick.
Go ahead.
I pick Jeff to win.
Okay, there we go. It's rivalry week, though, over there. Okay? Yeah. And the way that when I went over there, man, no, they can't go, like, Jeff can't go black uniforms ever because New Albany wears the black.
Yeah.
You know,
if they're home, or they can.
No. Jeff wears gray uniforms for that reason.
Okay.
Yeah, they said they will never buy a black uniform. So this rivalry is thick, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it means that much more.
Yeah.
That's like the red and blue shit over here.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
It's nuts, man. I really got the sense of it when I got off camera with Coach, and Coach was like, "Yo, this is a legit rivalry." We got our guy Kassan Wall over there being a DC. I'm fired up for
Is
this,
this
man.
a nuts on the table game?
This is a nuts on the table. You know, like you said, they're 3-2. New Albany's 3-3. They do have a common opponent in Bedford, North Lawrence. Jeff
What was the score of that one? Because I tried to find that.
Jeff won 33-12, and New Albany won 22-12.
So they're a touchdown better than him. Is that what you're saying?
Using the transitive property. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
If this, then that.
Transitive property. I like that.
So this is my
So
pick.
guess what my score was? 28-21.
Oh, I went against Jeff, and they beat Fern Creek, and that was a phenomenal game. I was actually watching that when I was at WEB Du Bois versus Seneca.
Yeah.
I was watching because you said it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Send it to me. So I was watching both at the same time. But man, Jeff, they just look like they're complete. They're buying in.
Joe's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach Washington, shout out. I already gave you an attaboy earlier this season, man, just for your first win. Good stuff. I'm going Jeff.
I'm going to make this real simple. New Albany won last year at home, 29-7. New Albany has won the last 3 meetings. The last time Jeffersonville won was in 2020, 35-25. So these seniors haven't had their revenge in a while. I think they finally get it against New Albany. I'm going Jeffersonville as well.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna clean sweep the house on this one. I'm gonna go Jeffersonville as well. I didn't know a lot either, but hearing what you had to say about the rivalry, that's awesome. Hearing what you had to say about they haven't won it in 4 years, right?
3 years, yeah.
It's got to mean more to them. I mean, these seniors, they can't leave, that class knowing they didn't get their game in against that team. So I'm with it. I'm with it on that one.
There we go. So we all go Jeff. Best of luck, fellas. We are going to be score watching, so hopefully everything works out, man. Okay, here we go.
Who's these next two?
Yeah, here we go. Franklin County at North Oldham. Okay, Coach.
5-0 Franklin County.
Yes.
Number 2 RPI at 5-1 North Oldham. Number 4 RPI. Franklin won 58-zip last year.
That was a playoff game you're looking at.
Yeah. Franklin's busting everybody.
Ooh.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest. Franklin's
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to see it.
they're scoring 29 and only giving up 10. So 30-10. They're winning by 3 touchdowns. There you go. I'm not giving my pick yet. I'm giving mine last.
Okay, here we go, man. This is my notes. And everybody should know how I feel about North. I've already said it plenty of times on this episode or on these podcasts. Man, it feels like home when I'm there. You know what I mean? They're gritty. They're underdog guys. Brock got some rolling. McGraw stepping up for that defense. Can it be 3 weeks in a row that he takes this guys to the next step? I don't know. Franklin's really, 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 really good. We seen him at that 5-way that we went to. They were phenomenal there.
Yeah.
And that was, what?
Remember, we challenged them to stand up to Manuel's big guys? And what'd they do?
Yeah.
They stood up to him.
Yeah.
They didn't back down.
Man, I don't know. This and I got it in big letters. What is that?
Defense.
Defense. I said this. Can that defense for North Oldham shut them guys down? But can that offense score points? Luke Tompkins, we got Gray Schmidl. We got Morty that just busted that 58-yarder at the end of the game last week. Man, I'm just so fired up for this game. I'm just so scared to pick this game. So I'm gonna make mine.
If you're scared, I'll buy you a dog. Don't be scared.
There you go.
If you don't need to, I'll go ahead and
Go ahead.
I'll
Go
pick
ahead.
this game.
Go ahead and pick it.
And I'll say with confidence, Franklin County by at least 3.
3 points or 3 touchdowns?
3 touchdowns. I know. Look,
Hey, you got a Mustang standing right next to you, big dog.
I know.
I'm going to borrow his pen because I got something like that right here. Go ahead.
So I did research into the series history here because I like to see the history of these games through the whole time. Since 2015, Franklin County and North Oldham have faced off against each other. Franklin County's 11-0. Haven't lost one time to the Mustangs.
Okay, you remember that little rivalry game that you said this is a budding rivalry. I think
It
with
is
Brock
a budding rivalry.
and Eddie with Coach James.
What is it that UK fans always say about the basketball rivalry?
What they say?
For it to be a rivalry, the other team has to win.
That's true. But
So
this is
Brock's chance.
This is a different North Oldham team
I'm
than
not saying
the
it's
past.
not. This is their chance to make this a rivalry.
Yep.
And to put their stamp on this rivalry.
Well, I was going to say, my one statement I got to make. So, the Henry County North Oldham game, big prop. You were talking about defense. North Oldham held Henry County, who had been rushing for 300 yards, to 30 yards. That's impressive. I don't care who you are.
I'm
the
going to go on
flip
the
side,
record
though,
saying that Henry County is a little different than Franklin County.
You're absolutely
exactly,
right.
and that's why I
No
think
disrespect.
no disrespect to Henry County. In fact,
You
I
just
love those guys.
disrespected them.
No, I didn't. I think they would agree that they're not Franklin County.
All right, Franklin County. I know this district because Spencer's in the district, and we'll face. Well, we've already faced Franklin County. We'll
It
face
always
North
goes
Oldham
back
here
to
soon.
Spencer County.
Hey, once a bear, always a bear. I'll say.
I like it.
But no, so I give big props to North Oldham for only allowing like 30 yards rushing, but then you only scored 10 points against that Henry County defense. And we're talking about athletes and dogs. I mean, we got Jeremy Walters. He's got 35 tackles, 2.5 tackle for logs. Dog. Then you got Jacob Olds, 31 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss. I mean, through 4 games, they've got 6.5 sacks and 3 interceptions. Dog. Those 3 interceptions, I think, is really going to be crucial for this because we know how Brock Roberts loves to pass the ball. And I just think Franklin County right now, I'd say they're top 3 in 4A, and I'd put them at number 3 right now. There's 2 other teams I'd put. I think we all know who's at 1. Number 2, I'd say is Paducah Tillman. 3, I'd put Franklin County. So that's why I'm confident in saying Franklin County wins this by about 3.
But North Oldham could be 4.
They could. Very easily could be 4. Yeah. But
If you're going to say Franklin's 3, then North Oldham's 4.
So okay, but who did North get beat by? Was
North
it
Oldham got beat by South Oldham.
by South Oldham?
3 weeks ago.
And that team's playing they're hot, and we'll get into that game later. I don't know, man. I don't know.
You still haven't made your pick.
No, I'm waiting
Dakota
for CJ.
made his.
I'm waiting for CJ.
CJ's going to, I know what CJ.
yeah, I know where this one's going.
I like that y'all already know what's going on, but I'll point out to you that if it was South Oldham versus Franklin County, y'all wouldn't be talking like, I don't know. Yeah, y'all be like, it's a great game coming up. And North Oldham, South Oldham, that was a coin flip. Either way, that's a real rivalry. So both teams kind of get amped, and somebody usually outs the other one by like 9 points because of a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to mistakes, North Oldham's forced 12 turnovers in 6 games. I
It's
don't care
true.
who you're playing. That's 2 turnovers a game. And we said it. Good teams capitalize off those mistakes. And so, yeah, because of the fan in me, because of the alma mater, that's my school, I got to ride with them. I think they make the mistakes. I think they capitalize on the mistakes when they get the ball back. And he does like to throw the ball a lot. You're right, okay? But when you're completing 68% of your passes, I think that's worth throwing the ball around a little bit.
Oh, no, I will not disagree with Brock Roberts on that. Trust me, Spencer's got to play him in a couple weeks. So
I'm gonna take North Oldham on this one. I am.
No
I'm gonna take
disrespect.
North Oldham. Did you say they're the home team? Did I have
Yes.
that
It's
wrong?
at North Oldham.
I thought I had it at Franklin County, so I guess I was wrong. Good. At North Oldham, I'm gonna take the Mustangs in this one because it's my alma mater, but also because I actually believe in them to get a turnover and create this game to be something different. All you need is a little smack in the face. When's the last time a team smacked Franklin County in the nose?
Still waiting.
state
I'm still
championship
waiting.
year.
Right?
I mean,
Still waiting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you my pick right now. I'm going with what feels like home. I'm going North Oldham. I think Luke Gray, I think that defense can stand up to this team. But I respect the hell out of Franklin County.
Eddie's doing a great job.
But I'm putting my nuts on the table and I'm going North.
That's what I like to hear.
I feel like home out there, too. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. But, looking at the stats, it is home to me. But if it's home, I'm sleeping on the couch this week because I'm going Franklin County. And you said 3 touchdowns. I think it's 4.
ooh,
The disrespect.
Hey, I'm trying to fire up North Oldham.
I heard say me and Kevin about to be putting a highlight video and a hype video before this game.
Trust me, Brock knows how I feel about them. I think they're, like you said, if they're Franklin County's 3,
Yeah.
North Oldham's 4.
Yeah, they're 4.
No doubt they're a top 5 team. I just think this is a show me game. And trust me, North Oldham, prove me
Yes.
wrong. Prove me wrong. I'm trying to make things happen in our standings. I'm trying to piss off Brock. I'm trying to piss off McGraw.
There we go, baby. I'm fired up.
I'm trying to piss them off.
I'm fired up,
prove
man.
me wrong, and I'll be the first one to say I was wrong.
This is crazy because we have 3 splits of
And the
this
exact
panel.
same.
Yeah, and I know a lot of that coaching staff over there. I've still yet to meet Coach Roberts and really shake his hand and get to know him on a first name basis. But I will say I know most of the staff outside of him, and they don't need no extra motivation to get up for this game.
No.
Oh, you're
They-
right.
they realize
You're
this is a
absolutely right.
business game right here. All right, so
Yeah,
I think they're fired up.
I think so too.
I hope they win.
Okay, so this is the game of the week, team of the week. South Oldham is the team of the week, and they have the visitors coming in from Woodford County.
I think this could be the most evenly matched game on paper that we've got. Moore and Seneca's pretty close, but you've got 5-0 Woodford, number 2 RPI, 5-1 South, number 3 RPI. Woodford won 30-14 last year. I mean, Woodford's scoring 40, giving up 10. South scoring 30, but they're giving up 21. I looked at the schedule trying to find a hole in that. I think Woodford's schedule's been,
I agree.
They beat
Yeah.
Atherton, beat the crap out of Atherton, which is probably the best team they've played so far. South, they beat North Oldham. They beat Oldham County. I mean, that's Oldham County's rolling this year.
Oh, yeah.
The county. They're all 3 teams.
The county.
All 3 teams.
Yeah.
Not just the school, all 3 teams.
Right.
I mean, they beat Spencer County. They lost to Anderson, Ohio the first game, and we thought, South's going to suck this year. They got their doors blown off. I didn't know anything about Anderson, Ohio. I know they're in Ohio. Football's better in Ohio is what I've been told. So, but this is a possible playoff matchup. Playoff implications again.
Yes. Okay, Woodford coming off a bye.
Yeah.
Okay, we all know about that. South, I think they're playing elite level right now. Yes, there's some close games that they're having, but I think that's building their character right now. But before I pick this, man, I watched the player profiles, and these guys, you know what I mean, they had the undertone. You know what I mean? They wanted to play the county teams. You know what I mean? But Woodford came up like 3 times. Woodford came up 3 times. So I'm thinking they got this game kind of circled. They thought they were better than them last year. They just let the game get away. And I think that whole season, it kind of felt that way. I think this is a pick-me-up game. This is a, look in the mirror and put your nuts on the table and let's go out and see what we can do. But, man, Woodford's playing elite football right now too. So how is this going to go?
I think whoever wins this game is going to win the district for them, because the 4 teams in this district are Woodford County, South Oldham, Anderson County, Scott County. So I'm thinking whoever wins this is going to win the district for their team or for their. It's a back and forth battle.
You're just throwing Scott County out of it?
I know, right? That was
No,
hard
I'm
to
not
hear, yeah.
throwing Scott County out of it. They won it last year. But I think Woodford County right now is the better team of those 3. And in fact, I'd put Scott County above South Oldham right now.
Nuts on the table. That is nuts on the table. That's like extra nut on the table. That's like 3 nuts on the table.
Oh my God!
That's how I would say it right now. I think Scott.
I got cold chills on that one. That was great.
Right now, you got Justice Wetzler, 44 for 72. He's thrown for 857 yards, 8 touchdowns, only 1 interception, averaging about 170 yards a game through the air. But they only don't have a passing game. They got a rushing game. You got Wyatt Crow, 59 carries, 264 yards, 6 touchdowns. The thing about Woodford County that I like is they're good on both areas. We got to run the ball.
They're number 1 on offense and defense.
Yeah, I was going to say. So, like, when it comes to running, and I think that's a lot because of their offense. It's like, we got to pass, we can do that. We got to run, and we can do that. It's neither or. I mean, yeah, you're talking about defense. They've got Davon Sturgis, 37.5 tackles, 6 sacks. And that's a big thing that kind of came up to me because South Oldham has really started to kind of go back in the air. I see you want to hit it?
I said this is South Oldham, Woodford County, dog eat dog match right here.
Yeah.
Dude, you got me like fired up right now.
But
We're going
no,
to be there.
Yes.
All 3
I
of
know.
them. Maybe 4. He's going to be up in the air. I mean,
Yeah, who knows how that's going to go? We'll see. But I mean,
you should parachute in. That'd be great.
I can try. But I mean, no, we were talking about defenses. I mean, South Oldham still has great defensive players. For me, I know I said I'm going Woodford, Scott County, and then South Oldham.
So let me
But they're
talking
all
about
right
their
there.
defense. They're averaging 21 a game, but didn't they give up 56 week one?
Yeah.
51.
So that's kind of inflated.
Yes.
Not a whole lot, but that's kind of inflated. Take away that game, they're only giving up like maybe 10 or 12 points a game.
Right, I would say right now, I think doing
14
rough in my
maybe?
head, yeah, you're looking at about 14, 15 points a game.
Big difference.
Yeah,
Huge
big
difference.
But I think Woodford County's just got a very high-powered offense, and their defense complements them so well. I'm going to go Woodford County on this one. Hey, I picked Woodford County the last time, and it went well, and they played Atherton. I'm going to go with the Yellow Jackets one more time.
I said they were going to roll, and
No, you said fly, Ravens, fly.
beat that ass.
And then here comes
the bird shot. They got the shotgun with the bird shot out.
I'm gonna read off some of the stats because I got real into this matchup. Looking at it on paper, the more I looked at it, the more excited I got to go to this game. One thing I'll point out: South Oldham averaging 218 yards on the ground every game. That's really impressive. 20 sacks as a defense, really impressive. Quarterback's got over 700 total yards on the year, with 10 touchdowns, really impressive. Running back Julian Miles. 111 yards per game rushing, 12.7 yards per carry. 12.7 yards per carry, 9 total touchdowns. He has 20 receptions for 284 yards also.
You can hit it.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
Yeah, you
I
can.
was waiting. I was waiting.
My most favorite dog
Oh,
of this game is actually going to be Parker Ellis for South Oldham. 18 solo tackles, that's first on his team. 11 for a loss, that's first on his team. 5 sacks, that's first on his team.
Now, I will ask you this. What position does he play?
Honestly, can you tell me?
I think he's an end, right?
I
Isn't
think
he an
he's
end or an
a-
outside linebacker?
outside linebacker.
I think
I think he lines up on the end when they walk him down some.
Yeah.
I think he's a football player.
I was going to say that.
Let's go, baby.
He's an athlete.
Absolutely. I got my key for them. I think they got to apply the pressure and hit a trick play if they want to pull this one off because I am going to go Woodford on this one.
Ooh.
I like Woodford because I like those 2 tackles. I like Carson Bugg and I like Justice Perez. Can't say his last name right. Yeah, but those 2 guys, those 2 tackles have allowed them to do so much. I've watched the tape personally on the Atherton game, and I mean they're amazing. Those are 2 of probably my most favorite tackles I've seen this year, and y'all know who I coach. You know, usually I take the team that can run the damn ball the best. I'm gonna take Woodford in this one. 20 turnovers by that defense this year. 20 turnovers and 2 defensive touchdowns. That's huge. 20 turnovers. 20 turnovers. I'll say it again. 20 turnovers
In
5 games.
5 games.
Yeah.
4 turnovers a game. And they're not playing slack teams.
No,
I get their schedule might
I think
not
that
be up
Atherton
there.
had 6 maybe.
Yeah.
Didn't Atherton have 5 or 6 turnovers?
I think
It
they
was
had
up
like
there.
I think they had 4 or 5, yeah. I remember watching that one.
Okay, so we're talking about Parker Ellis. He's on South. So is that
he is.
you're showing love to South a little
I'm
bit?
showing love to South a little bit. Okay, look, hey,
I know you're a North guy,
I'm a
so
North
you're
guy.
showing. I just want, just want to.
it's not a big deal for me, and I'll explain.
I
myself.
almost wanted to hit the
all right?
rim shot on that one because it was like a joke. He was like, "What?"
I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable
That's
with
why it
that.
shocked me when he gave all that love, and then he said, "But I'm going with Woodford."
I know
Oldham
that's
County, South Oldham. I never lost any of them. I didn't lose a single game to either one of those schools. So I kind of, I can give some love. They're pretty good. They ain't my Mustangs, but they're pretty good. And I like Parker Ellis a lot. But Woodford's going to keep the offense simple, spread the ball around. I think they're going to look like the more composed team. And you get 20 turnovers, man. I'm expecting to see some turnovers.
okay. Here you go. This is my pick. I'm going with our team of the week. I just love what Coach Sam's is doing out there. I think he has them buying in. This team last year, they were beating themselves up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were down on themselves. And every time we talked to these guys, they were like, we were better than that team that week. We just made the mental mistake. Or we did this, we did that. They're not making those mistakes. This defense is real. I think that, hey, Sam Dawson is a dude right here. Dog. I'll hit the button. Parker Ellis. Dog. I just like what they're doing. And I think this offense can score with Woodford. I think they can score with them, so that's why I'm going South.
I like it. 3 great picks. I put Woodford's number 1 on defense, number 1 on offense. hard. That's pretty hard to stop. I said, can South move the ball and score? It's one thing to move the ball. It's another thing to finish those drives. And does Woodford have the schedule edge? Do they? Well, RPI says they do. I don't think they do. I think South's played a tougher schedule.
I think so too.
I think South's going to move the ball. I just don't know if they can score when they get there. Great teams, I didn't say good teams, great teams bend and don't break. They get you down there, they make a turnover, they make a stop, they block a kick. You have a bad snap. You have a fumble. Defense wins championships. I'm going with the number 1D in 5A. I'm going with Woodford. I think South Oldham. I think after this game.
Don't say the R word.
What? Rebounds?
No.
Roll. Don't
Roll?
say
No.
You almost.
No.
No. You almost said roll.
No. I don't think this is a roll game at all. I think South Oldham after this game, I think they get exponentially better. This is a game that makes the loser of this game way better than they were coming into this game. Either way,
I can agree with
Woodford,
that.
Woodford's going to be better for this. If Woodford beats South, South's going to be better for this.
We talked about the get back game. Yeah. You know what I mean? And this is a get back game for them guys. I know they got it circled. I just think I've said it before. They're going to do it again. They're going to.
And I don't think I don't think it was like 30-14 last time they played.
Yeah.
I think it's closer than that. One score. I think it's a close game. I think this could go either way at the end, but I think Woodford's defense is going to make a stand when it counts.
There we go, and we are going to be live, so make sure you guys.
If you don't like it, come see me and tell me why I'm stupid.
And also, we are going to get there early because they said that the Wi-Fi is spotty.
Oh, okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to try to do things early, try to get on early, try to see if it looks good. If it looks good, then we're going to stay live. If it don't, we might just record.
We can always record and
then I'll put a replay on the top. And then we'll do it that way. Yeah. Okay, so that's just a housekeeping for the podcast.
So that was what? Everybody pick Woodford?
No.
You pick South?
South.
He's trying to catch me.
South. He went South Oldham.
He's trying to catch me. Hey, what's the standings right now?
Okay, yes, and I will actually put the standings in. I am 23-19. I think you are 25 and
17 or
17.
I'm 2 games ahead of you.
Yes.
I believe. Oh, I don't have my phone on me to see this thing, but I'm like 20 and.
I thought you
17?
were like 19 and 17.
No, because I'm 3 wins up now from.
Yeah. So,
okay, so you're 20 and 17.
So yeah, and I will actually put them down here during the whole podcast so you guys actually see. But make sure you put your picks down in the comments below, and also make sure you hit us up on Twitter. Our Twitter's going to be out here the whole time, and we want to thank we do got my alumni is on a bye, coach's alumni is on a bye, so we don't have an extra point. But this guy has another.
He has a chance to pick up a game this week.
Yeah. So you already, your alumni is playing, so you already called it. So we're good. But this is the extra point.
Okay, here we go again. What a surprise. I have another hard game to call this week. Who would have guessed?
Well, not everybody gets to call the Western game every week.
I need to put shades, sunglasses. I'm going to put them on, baby.
So this game this week for me, I have Spencer County at Henry County. We made the joke last week. It's probably going to be the same this week. This game will be over in about 20 minutes because both these teams love to run. What a shocker. Last year, this game, it was a tight game throughout the whole time. In fact, the game last year was at Spencer County. 30-21, Spencer County won. That was a very special night. That was our big alumni night. We had all the 21 years of teams come at that time. That was a nice alumni. And I really think the crowd helped. Now saying that, Henry County is much the same way. I love Henry County because to me it's just Spencer County, just in a different location. Out there in the field, everybody comes out and supports their team. I was joking with my mom. I'm like, the reason I love this matchup because Spencer County and Henry County have played each and every single year except for 2. The very first year they had varsity and COVID. This is actually our longest running opponent right now in Spencer County history. And we hold the series win 12-6. I always love it too because to me this is country boy football. Both teams are going to put their hands in the dirt and we're just going to run at each other, and whoever can get in the end zone more just by running is going to win. Saying that, Spencer has started to add a little bit of that passing attack thanks to Armin Smalley, and Stewart can hit him as he is just streaking down the field. So, calling my shot. Smalley's going to get a passing touchdown. I'm going to call it 50-plus yards on this one. Ooh. He's going to get a deep one. I'm calling it early. And Spencer County.
First play of the game?
No, not first play of the game.
No, Marksberry would never throw the ball on the first play of the game.
You already know the pass play. It's the waggle, and he sends the little wing right up the seam, right down the middle. But Smalley's more of a wide receiver.
I hope he's listening, and I hope he throws at the first play.
Prove me wrong. If you do, I'll give you $100. But, yeah, I'm willing to bet that much on that one.
I'm going to call him and tell him throw it.
But Henry County, a great team. They took a hard loss against North Oldham, only losing 10-0. Only ran. A team that was rushing for 300 yards, only ran for 30. We were talking about Tyler Eldridge. He's a great defensive coordinator. I love the job he's doing there. I think Henry County has more than 30 yards rushing this game because you just can't really stop that rushing attack. I mean, North Oldham, though, tip my cap, props to you all after I picked Franklin. But that's besides the point. Spencer County wins this game by 6.
Ooh, so there it is. There it is. This is the.
Hey, he put his nuts on the table quite a bit today.
He did.
You got an average margin of victory, by the way, on that series? 18 games in?
I probably could. I just have to do all the math and everything right now.
I didn't know if you had that on you. I'd be willing to bet it's around 6.
No, I was going to say the average is about 6. I mean, the last time these two teams met and it went to overtime, though, was in 2019. It was the last time this game ever went into overtime. Wouldn't surprise me if this game goes into overtime. That's why I
love
picked
Henry
the 6.
County. You got a great golf course.
Hey, we need to hit it up too, Coach. Yeah. We need to hit it up. Hey, we got to force them right here. We need to just go and check it out one time.
Heck yeah.
Even though, hey, Dakota never played, but we got to get you out there swinging the sticks.
Just like playing with you.
Oh! But yeah, this was pick 6, week 7 here in the state of Kentucky, man.
What a bunch of games.
Woohoo!
We thought it was going to get easier, but it's not.
Hey, make sure you get out and support your local high school football team here in the state of Kentucky or wherever you're watching this, man. You guys don't understand how much this helps the programs. Look at this guy getting shade already, baby. But yes, man, we thank our co-host, man, the OC of the podcast, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
CJ Ewing,
He'll
man.
be with us Friday, right?
Yes.
I'm going. I'm going to be there.
He's going to be with us, man. So we got good stuff coming up. Great content. Week 8's coming up soon.
We may have to stop and get the Meat Mountain on the way home.
Oh, no.
Break him in.
Oh, my. Yeah. Hey, that's your. Hey. Oh, my God. That's,
You're really excited about this.
Yeah, now because you got to eat it. I don't got to eat it. That's your initiation.
Dude, I was sick for 2
right there
weeks.
Gave me a
I was
little
miserable for 2 weeks after eating that.
little nervous on that. All right.
Oh, man. So, hey, we appreciate you guys very much. But make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like I said, we're almost there. Hey, happy spooky season, too.
Hey, go to, don't forget to go to summitsunglasses.com.
Yeah, use our code.
To whistle. 15% off.
Oh, Cleats 15.
Cleats 15.
Cleats 15 for 15% off. Yes.
On top of it, man.
There we go. Like I always say, everyone has a story.
We're here for them to tell it.
Cleats to Whistle podcast.
Got his shades on. Look at him.
I had to put it.